My name is Yash and I'm from India. I'm 21 years old and I moved to Canada in 2017. I moved to Canada to study 3D animation and visual effects. That brought me here to University of the Fraser Valley. Since I've come here, I have told people about my mental condition called dyslexia. People usually ask me, "Oh, how is that different from a normal person?" Or what is the differences between you and a normal person? Which I don't know is the right way to go about it, as I have never considered myself different from any normal person. My day, I wake up early in the morning as I have two jobs. I have an apprenticeship with my friend who's a game designer. I help him with his work and I do tasks which he requires me to do. It be video editing, photo editing, or something related to the video game. Maybe it's programming, maybe it's designing something. I help him with those tasks. Every morning after doing this, I continue on with my day to either go to school or do my assignments. While doing my assignments, there are a few special things that I need to take care of, as I'm not very good with spellings, I'm not very good with reading, and I'm not at all good with calculations. So while doing these things, there are some roadblocks that get into my way. For example, if I have to type in that put this message on the bulletin board, it is not easy for me to do, as a lot of these words have similar sounding words to go with them, and it gets complicated as I'm not able to break it down. While trying to do this, I would end up with something that sounds completely different. When I see characters, they don't line up for me. They kind of move around. They kind of just interchange places. When I'm writing, I would interchange words. For example, I would change a B with a D. I would change an N with an M, or vice versa. There are a lot more words that I shuffle, and these problems usually happen when I'm actually writing things on paper rather than when I'm taking notes on a computer. I do prefer pen and paper to typing, as typing creates a new problem, which is that while I'm typing, I'm not able to break down words, and I cannot use shorthand writing, or I can't draw in something that I do. Because usually, while taking notes, I would draw in something instead of a word. For example, instead of writing arrow, I would just draw an arrow. And that is the way I have been taking notes for a very long time. So I have gotten used to this method where I'm able to take notes without actually being bothered to take down the complete word or the complete alphabets. And I just take short notes. It gets challenging, but if you work hard enough, there's always a solution. The solution I found was speech to text, which converts anything that you say into text. This really helps, as while doing my assignments, I usually just speak it out and it converts it into text for me. Of course, the softwares are not really that accurate, so they have a lot of issues. But that is why I use multiple devices to make sure that none of my words get confused by what I'm trying to say. Path, 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 path.
According to Wiktionary,
Carry on his path.
these came back from a search.
Another problem that I have is I don't know the correct pronunciations for every word. So I end up enunciating it, or I will say something that I think it should sound like. As I'm not able to break down words into different bits to pronounce it correctly, I usually use different softwares that read out the text, or I would do a simple search into a dictionary which has a readout option. I am a normal person and I just like to do things differently because it's easier for me to do it that way than try and force myself to learn something which is not possible. As dyslexia is not a thing that you can get over by working harder. As it's a mental disorder, it's something that you cannot really work against, but you can work with.